All right, guys, good morning. It is hump day. I'm just going to call it for what it is. It's hump day. After today, you're over the hump, and tomorrow is my Friday. So I have an editorial for you this morning on hump day. We are going to Chicago, back to Chicago again. But before I get there, I want to address a couple of things. Two things, actually. One thing, somebody had asked me, do you ever do stories on good cops, like good cop stories, or just bad cop stories? Fair is fair. And here's how I do it. I'll go to Google and I'll put in police, search, and then I'll click news, or maybe I do that the other way, but police, news, not all, news, search, and it gives me a bunch of news stories on cops. Very rarely will I see one that praises cops and is a great cop story and all of that. A lot of them are either people committing crimes, and there's a lot of people that shoot each other and stab each other. I fucking never, oh my God. And there are stories about cops who fuck up. But very rarely do I see a story where this cop is great. I've done those stories. When I see them, if it strikes me, I'll do it. I did the one on the little girl with cancer who had to go to this hospital far away. I think it was like an hour and a half or something to get her cancer treatment. And the police drove her in the police car, and she got to do the whaler and all that. And she had a great time and took pictures with the whole police department. And I did that story. That was a feel-good story. So, yeah, I do those when I come across them, but you rarely see them. Second thing I want to nail down is the furry. I did an editorial on Furry Potato getting arrested yesterday. And, again, it was a short editorial. Somebody said, you missed it. You didn't say this or that. Well, I didn't give it to you. Not because I missed it. I just gave you a short, here's what happened. I didn't give you the full, complete, detailed news story. I gave you a short editorial and said the video is down below. Go watch her YouTube video, and then you would have seen the whole thing that happened, you see. So, no, you guys sometimes make up stuff. Just, I don't know, because you don't. I think it's mostly the tater tots who want to burn me in the oven. The tater tots want to burn me because they just don't like me talking about furry. But I don't have anything against Furry Potato. I just made an observation. People had said, so you're against Furry Potato being out there, huh? What happened to the First Amendment? Well, let's address that real quick. Number one, you're talking about what happened to the First Amendment, but you're pissed off at my free speech. Number two, the words never came out of my mouth that furry shouldn't have been there, that furry didn't have the right to do that, that never did that ever come out of my mouth. What I said was I didn't think it was a great First Amendment audit because first, she was at a personal residence. It wasn't a police station, courthouse, public office, county building, or city building, office building. It was a person's home. Just disagree. That's all. I disagree. No biggie. Furry's still great. I just disagreed with it. And second, Furry wasn't really just standing there doing a First Amendment audit. Furry was looking at the security cameras on the house and going, and then looking up the street going, you know, I don't know. I just disagreed with it. So I didn't say furry didn't have the right to do that or shouldn't have been there. I just said it wasn't a very good First Amendment audit. That's what came out of my mouth. I remember what I said. That's what I said. Just because I don't agree with something doesn't mean I'm slamming the First Amendment. I'm exercising my right to free speech, you see. But then you guys get upset and you unsubscribe. And for those who do that, and you get pissed off and you criticize me and you make up stuff and you take my words and you add to it. No. But you're upset about free speech not being allowed, but you're censoring me and changing what I say, you see. For those of you that did stay subscribed and do discuss things with me and comment with me, even those who disagree, I love you. I love every one of you. You are awesome. You rock. You are community Leo watchers. You're community Leo watchers. All right, let's go to Chicago, not Philadelphia. Let's go to Chicago. Enough talking. You guys want to hear the editorial. abcnews.go.com. Thank you, ABC News, for this story. Chicago police and prosecutors announced Sunday that they will drop charges against a man who was shot by officers during a struggle Friday afternoon in a transit station. Chicago Police Superintendent Charlie Beck asked Cook County State Attorney Kim Foxx not to charge Ariel Roman with resisting arrest and criminal narcotics charges, according to Chicago PD spokesman Anthony Guglielmi. A witness recorded and later tweeted a video of two officers trying to apprehend Roman inside the Grand Red Line station Friday, where they ultimately fire shots at the man. Roman was in critical condition as of Saturday night, and the shooting is under investigation by Cook County State Attorney and the FBI, according to the Chicago PD. Guglielmi said in a statement, given the totality of the circumstances and the department's significant level of concern around this incident, it would be insensitive to advocate for these charges. The Cook County State Attorney's Office said Sunday afternoon it agreed to the police's request and would dismiss the charges, according to a spokeswoman. Mayor Lori Lightfoot's office did not immediately return messages for comment. She tweeted Friday night that she found the video extremely disturbing and the actions by these officers are deeply concerning. Lightfoot, the former chair of the Chicago Police Accountability Task Force and now mayor, tweeted, "I view this video with the eye of someone who has personally investigated numerous police-involved shootings and reviewed evidence of many more." Michael McDonough, who recorded the footage of the incident, told ABC station WLS that he heard one of the officers yell, "Shoot him!" before another sprayed Roman with pepper spray. Roman was then shot twice by officers. McDonough said he was resisting, but he was not violent as far as I could see, and he was unarmed. Chicago Lodge Number 7 of the Fraternal Order of Police, the union representing the officers, slammed the mayor and the department in a Facebook post Saturday for their responses to the shooting. Union President Kevin Graham argued that all the facts needed to be gathered. He asked in the post, why has the superintendent and the mayor not commented on the fact that not one individual assisted these officers during the struggle to place the offender clearly engaged in felony resisting into custody, an offender who once again failed to comply with police orders. I will put a link to this whole story in the description box below. You can go read it again for yourself. See if you see anything that strikes you in the story. But I would just want to nail that last thing. That union president, Kevin Graham, says, why did not any one individual assist these officers during the struggle? Because that person would have been charged with obstructing or delaying a peace officer, and probably that person would have got shot. That's why. You don't jump in and help the police arrest somebody because you'll get shot or you'll get arrested for obstruction and delaying by them saying, hey, you're interfering with us. You know that. Come on now. But shit goes south on them all of a sudden. Hey, why didn't you guys help us out? Why wasn't anyone helping? Because we know what happens when citizens get involved with the police. We know what happens. Well, I'm just trying to help you. I don't care. Get back. That's what they'll do. But when shit goes south, it's, why didn't you help us? Because we know what happens when we do that. But he said, again, someone who failed to comply with police orders. Now, I am going to give him that if this guy was resisting arrest and wouldn't put his hands behind his back and was fighting with the cops, like I said yesterday, when you push a domino down, if there's dominoes standing behind it in a line, they're all going to fall in a certain order. So if a cop goes, get your hands behind your back, and puts his hands on you, yeah, at that point, you're just going to go, all right, whatever. But if you're not breaking the law and he's on you and stuff, yeah, of course you will tell him to fuck off. But once that cop decides I'm going to put hands on you and handcuff you, yeah, at that point, it's like, you know what? Fine, whatever. I'm going to sue you. You don't resist and push the cop back and, and all that. You just sue him. But when I said earlier this week, I think it was, that you tell him to F off and get back to work, I was talking about a verbal when the officer's trying to charge you with something when you're not breaking the law and you just tell him, you know what, fuck off. That's what I mean verbally. But once a cop goes hands on, yeah, it's game over. Just go, all right, fine, I'm going to sue your ass. Because when you do this and you go, you're going face down, and it could get even worse. This guy got shot. So, yeah, I will give them that this guy was resisting, sure. But to shoot him and he's unarmed, no, I that's crazy. And they've got Charlie Beck, who I had said earlier. Well, it was last year, not earlier this year, but last year when Charlie Beck went to Chicago, remember I had said that he's going to really make some changes in the Chicago PD. I do kind of like Charlie Beck. I wish he hadn't left the LAPD. He did, and then this Michael Moore took over, and I don't really like Michael Moore. Not the filmmaker, the newsmaker, police chief. So, but I do like Charlie Beck. I think he's a leader. I think he's a great administrator, and he definitely reviewed the footage and said, you know what, don't charge the guy. Because he's good. So you guys should give a little support to Charlie Beck. See what he does to the officers themselves. Of course, unfortunately for Chief Beck, he's got the that police order union fraternal brotherhood of blue behind these cops. So he's going to be fighting those uphill. I don't know what you guys think in the description or the comment section below. Here again, just to wrap it up, this guy was fighting with the police. I mean, he was fighting with them, but I think it was uncalled for that the cop backs up and says, just shoot him. And then they shot him twice. Why? Because he won't comply. So just kill him. Just fuck him. Kill him. He's not going to comply with us anyway. Is that what he's really saying? Because you know what happens when a bullet goes into a body, right? That guy could have bled to death right there, right then. Could have hit an artery, could have hit a heart. Instead of using pepper spray and batons to give him a quick strike on the calf or a quick strike on the hip, not the hip, you don't want to break a bone, but on the calf, something meaty, use a pressure point. You can take the hand, right, and put my mic right here real quick. I'm going to show you something that you can do too. Okay, this one I like. It's called a control hold. And you don't really have to be that strong to apply it. Because once you torque that hand, they'll do whatever you want. And when you do it, you push down on the elbow and lock that arm, pull that hand around on the wrist. You don't have to break the wrist because they'll comply. They'll go, all right, fine, I'm going down. See, but cops forget about control hold. They say, I'm just going to use force. Well, that is a use of force, but it's called a control hold. You're trying to control the guy, not fucking beat him to death or shoot him. I want to know what you guys think. Community Leo Watch. Watching Leos, that's law enforcement officers on Hump Day. Thank you guys for watching. More editorials coming this week. And for those of you who've stayed around, even though I criticized for a potato, thank you for sticking around. I love you guys for watching. And I love you guys for commenting. Even when we disagree, we'll just disagree and we'll talk. Thanks, guys.